Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the future of the water and wastewater industry and the careers you didn't know about. I'm your host, Dave Kosminski, and we are live on location at the Metropolitan District Training Center for the 2024 Learn and Earn program. And with us from the Metropolitan District, okay, is Mr. Craig Nettleton, and he is in the safety division of the MDC. So, hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good afternoon. How's everything?
I'm doing well. Hey, great presentation the first day of getting these students acclimated to what goes on and all the work that you do in the safety department. So tell me about your day job, man.
Yeah. So day to day, we're trying to work with employees and work with the facilities to prevent injuries. That's one of our biggest goals.
Yep.
If we can keep the employees healthy and safe and working, then it's nice for their life and at home and everything else. And
Right.
then it makes it certainly easier for our supervisors if we're not have to juggle who's in, who's out, and
Right.
hurt and everything else. So. We're really, our main goal is focused on preventing workplace injuries.
Yeah, not to mention it cuts down on the paperwork when you don't
Yes.
have engineers.
Yeah, everybody hates paperwork.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah.
So a little bit about the the safety program. I know MDC prides itself in doing a lot of the safety initiatives of workplace safety and all that kind of stuff. So in assessing risks, how do you guys go about doing that?
So we've looked at some of the past, I'll say, injury trends.
Okay.
Which could be, I'll say, what they like to call a lagging indicator. So it's kind of what's happened in the past, and
Yep.
We can't really prevent that. But to try to learn and see, what we can do better.
Okay.
And perhaps is it a training deficiency, or is there something we could do better with a training class or more frequently?
Right.
Is there equipment we can purchase or upgrade? Or should we be looking at our facilities and making sure that stairs and steps and whatnot are all in good condition and not loose railings or
Right.
a broken step. And you work at a facility for all these years and you kind of all know that step is broken and whatever, but somebody else comes in to do some work and
Right.
maybe a maintenance person, and they don't know that, and then they trip and they can get hurt.
So you work not only on the construction side but also on the administrative side. So it's the whole gamut, as far as that goes.
Yeah. So with the Metropolitan District, we have water, sewer, a little bit of hydroelectric,
Okay.
the dams, our water supply, reservoirs, and business offices. So several, so even like fire drills and
Oh, okay,
and
yeah,
building
yeah.
evacuations of in a 3-story downtown.
Well, plus
area.
you've got the headquarters. You've got
Sure.
various locations around. You've got the training center here. You've got the building down the road. You've got vehicle maintenance as far as that goes. So now, do you do how would I call it, spot inspections, or or just show up? Hey, we're just there to check things out.
We do with some of the crews. Some of our street projects, we're looking at work zone setup
Okay.
and excavation safety. A lot of times we try to mirror also what the OSHA
Right.
emphasis programs can be. So right now they've got a heat stress. For them, it's excavation and trenching, heat stress. Those are two big ones kind of for this area. So a lot of times if we know our crews are doing that work, then we'll try to visit them and see if what we have for, let's say, trench boxes is good, or do we need to purchase more. We helped that department last year, purchased a couple extra boxes trench boxes to make it safer for they'll have more choices now.
Right. And you mentioned heat stress. My God, in the
Sure.
last week or so, my God, did we have enough heat? Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the guys are out there working.
Sure. Like right now, there's a 12-inch water main break, and so they're unfortunately in 91 degrees and
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
on pavement having to do that. So we try. I think we've been ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah.
With ice machines at our facilities, all of our trucks have pretty big water bottles on the back.
Yeah.
The big yellow igloo coolers. And,
Yeah, exactly.
One for hand washing, one for one for ice water, drinking water.
Yeah,
But kind of that pre-planning is what's really important.
Sure.
And them having that stuff available and able to, and a lot of times supervision will run around in a day like today and try to grab some Gatorade or something and help out.
Exactly.
So we, try to be proactive, I guess is the ideal thing is that we get proactive. We go from a reactive safety to proactive safety, which is difficult to do, but when we can do that, we can really
Right,
improve.
right. Now, how many employees now with the MDC now?
So we're probably in the 420 range.
Okay.
420 to 430.
Okay, so, you get, now, as far as, your youngest employee to your oldest employee, I mean, runs the gamut now.
Sure, sure. We have definitely folks, 20s, early 20s,
Yeah, yeah.
either right out of college
Yeah.
or early to mid 20s. Most are on that way. And then definitely we have, I believe, an employee who's coming up on 40 years of service.
Wow,
So we're kind of doing the math backwards, and
sure.
yeah,
He's up there.
he's up there.
He's up there, yeah.
And several folks. So folks can work well into their 60s if they want.
Yeah, yeah.
One of our utility maintainer too is driving a triaxle dump truck, recently retired, but he was in excess of 65.
Yeah, well.
And he worked good. He's just,
Hey,
he's a tough worker.
He gets the job done.
Oh yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah,
So
I mean,
so we do.
I just retired this year, and I said, I had 50 years with the town of Portland.
Wow.
It's one of those things that I started
yeah.
in there in high school as a meter reader, working summers, and then came back during the every summer during college, and whatever, some working. Doing in the meter department, taking meters out, rebuilding meters. Back when we used to rebuild meters, now it's everything is a built-in obsolescence.
Okay.
You
Yeah. Disposable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's disposable. But the industry has changed.
Yeah.
Technology has elevated to the point where we could do more with less. And of course, you guys are seeing that now more and more now with the all the computerization, the GIS, and the SCADA, and all of that kind of stuff, which is basically a big asset to the industry from that standpoint. So now, do you design? I know you've got in your presentation Monday, you had some interns working for you. That
Yeah, so we try to, at least if we can, get an environmental and a safety intern,
Okay.
or one or the other.
yeah,
I think it's great to, for those students to, usually ideally they're junior or senior level, and we try to find, someone who's, wanting to get into that career path, and sometimes even somebody who hasn't worked in industry yet.
Right.
So we give them that, that opportunity to get something on their resume.
Right.
And we try to get them to different facilities so they can see. I'm hoping to probably leave here, maybe go out to one of our drinking water pump stations, and we'll do a small audit of that.
Okay.
And just see, is there, different, any electrical hazards or
Right.
trip hazards or
Sure.
or that kind of stuff, or is there a generator inside? And well, hey, we got to have some earplugs because if this thing starts and
Yeah.
runs, maybe somebody comes there and doesn't have any. So
Right.
we'll try to do an audit. And,
All part of the PPE.
yeah, is the confined spaces labeled and
Yeah,
and that sort of thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So we'll.
I know you did a nice presentation Monday, so just kind of rewinding that. Tell our listeners a little bit, how your career path evolved. Okay, I know you started out.
Sure. Yeah. So I started in the state tech school
Yep.
in high school, actually as a machinist, and then from there went up to UConn for a year, kind of with their mechanical engineering program. Kind of stepped back. I had a good advisor, an
Okay.
important friend to kids in college, to really try to, weed out a good advisor. And the advisor kind of said, hey, you're doing great with your engineering work, but kind of struggle in math and science because,
Right.
like you went to a tech school, so you didn't have quite as much of
Right,
that.
right.
So his, great advice was, why don't you go to Water Ray State Tech, Naugatuck Valley, and, get kind of caught up,
Boned up on that.
and then
yeah.
we'll get you back.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and so I did that for a couple of years. Actually, I saw their environmental program and really liked that. So I got into the environmental side of things, kind of switched career paths, I'll say.
Right.
From, let's say, mechanical engineering to more environmental. And that turned into more of an industrial, like sewage treatment and industrial wastewater treatment associate's degree.
Got it.
And then from there was able to, I started working. So, that's where, I was working at an environmental company at that point.
Okay. Yeah.
Working days, going to school nights up at Central, was able to switch over to there. They took the whole program in,
Nice.
my associates in, and then was able to get the degree in safety. So kind of, and now it it's worked out pretty good. And then I think actually I finished my safety degree. I still really enjoyed the drinking water side of things, or the water treatment side of things.
Yep.
I worked in a lab at a wastewater treatment facility, so worked with actually with Wes, and then with Gateway.
Yep, yep.
And went through and had my certificate in water treatment.
Nice.
I had a class 4 drinking water operator and training license for a little while, but it was kind of hard to maintain with doing full-time safety.
Yeah, that makes tough.
So,
Yeah.
But I may go back to that. That's just talking with with Jamie, our HR director, and said, 5 to 10 years, I'll find myself probably somewhere else for a few years, and after retirement.
Well, the nice thing
and,
about MDC too is they also have the tuition reimbursement program to where you can, if you want to, go down
Excellent.
another path, and, whatever. You can
Yeah, no, that's a great point. So really, when I was working in private industry, same thing. I probably paid not that much for my 4-year degree.
Yeah.
Work day. They had tuition reimbursement.
Yep.
And then when I came to the district, same thing. We had a great chief administrator officer, Bob Moore, who said, "Yeah, Mark, we'll totally support you to, hey, you could be the next manager of water treatment if you want." So, they supported me and even signing off on tuition reimbursement to do that. So
Yeah.
then it kind of helped. It worked really good together to have the environmental, the safety, and the drinking water experience, or I'll say schooling, to then have me here.
So how big is your safety department? I know it's you and you got Craig who.
Yeah. So Craig Scott's our manager.
Okay.
And we're able to hire Andrew Spitz, so that the district set up kind of more of a career path from college.
Okay.
With a professional level trainee, so we can bring them in right out of college and into that, and it doesn't matter the department. It just that's set up, and then
Right.
we have an intermediate, like professional level associate, and then from there. So Jamie's really tried to set this up with some ladders to bring in young students, or really young
yeah.
college grads,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
into the professional side of things. So Andrew's on our safety side, and he graduated from Keene State in their safety program.
Well, Keene is big in safety.
Yeah. So that's
that's their wheelhouse.
yeah. So that's nice to have them at least reasonably close by.
Yeah.
As a college there, and then we also have an environmental professional. So, and he has a geology background, so he worked on the tunnel project pretty heavily.
Right.
So kind of like removed from the H&S mostly to really help manage that tunnel project and the geology
Right,
related
right.
to that. And so now he's recently kind of coming back into our department to
Right.
kind of help out. We do have a lot of like waste management paperwork and
Right.
and whatnot. So
Okay.
we've been downsized. It's hard.
Well,
I understand.
Every industry is doing that. It's trying to do more with less. And,
Sure.
Unfortunately, technology helps us quite a bit in that arena, but there's only so many people you can cut. To get everything done.
Yeah.
Sometimes, more with less ends up being less with less.
And sometimes, yeah. No, you're right.
It
can be.
So
challenging.
we took the kids down to the tunnel project down the end of the street here and so forth. Do you guys get involved down there at all, or Nickerson is pretty much has their own safety people, or how do you do that?
Yeah. Nickerson's been great. They have a very mature safety program.
Yep.
They have a certified safety professional on staff.
Okay.
As their safety VP, and then other safety folks underneath them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I usually don't get too nervous when I see them winning bids. They tend to really able to get work done, and with very few injuries. So that's good there. And we also have several safety professionals that are I'll say contracted to work for us
Okay.
to predominantly oversee construction projects.
Okay.
So a lot of the water main installations and the sewer lining projects,
Yep.
we're lining a lot of the sewers with like a fiberglass, insert to
Yes,
kind of
yes.
rehabilitate those pipes, hopefully for the next 50, 60 years again,
Right,
or something
right,
like
yeah,
that. So a lot of that type of work going on, and then the major facility upgrades. So we do have folks from CDM Smith that are under contract
okay, yeah.
to kind of assist on the safety oversight of contractors.
Yeah.
So that's been a big benefit, big plus. It takes kind of that burden off of our department.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Or me and Andrew.
Yeah, well.
and whatnot. So, but that's good, and we feel that we're really that's being successful in preventing injuries. We do have to go with low bid. So,
Well, that's
as
just
a
the nature of the
municipality
beast.
and kind of like the state and municipality, but at the same time, we do have a contractor safety program in place that
Making sure that they adhere to,
yeah,
a lot of your
and then with
procedures.
CDM Smith safety oversight too, we hope that we're preventing injuries
yeah.
and fatalities that way, although not everything, but certainly.
Well,
it
stuff
goes-
happens, and unfortunately, it can happen at the most inopportune time.
And it really grows those smaller contractors,
Yeah.
who don't have full-time safety professionals on board. They, not that they fight it at first, but it's like, oh geez, this is difficult, but a lot of them have really embraced it.
Well,
Really, they're getting free safety oversight and free safety advice from the district, and
Right.
it's good for them, it's good for us.
right, absolutely.
It keeps them working, and they're able to bid more, and it grows, their employees. And then if we're able to perhaps hire a few of their
Hey,
employees to come work for us in
It's all right.
operations, then we get an employee who's trained, who's had some, some
Exactly.
safety experience in their previous job, or, and so it's a win-win
Sure.
for us.
Sure.
It's
So,
been successful.
anyway, so how many years you been here now?
23 years.
23 years. Okay,
Yeah.
now, so, kids?
I have 2 kids. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. My daughter's 19. My son's going to be 17 soon, and
Okay.
as you know, I always try to push the PAC program.
Yep.
In Connecticut, I forget the acronym, but it's really it's to to provide advancement
Sure.
for education for
Yeah.
first-time students.
Yeah, yeah.
In the Connecticut community college system. So
Yeah, yeah.
so my daughter's is doing that. She's in the nursing field,
Okay.
and she'll start her sophomore year, and so that I think it's a great program that the state
Sure.
is really helping to
Right.
educate our workforce
Nice.
that way, and even
Yeah.
the certificate program.
Sure. Yeah,
like
absolutely.
with the water certificate and our utility management.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are great opportunities,
Sure.
options for students, coming out of high school, and maybe they don't want to do 4 years, or hey, if I can do the first 2 this way at little cost,
Every little bit helps.
it helps them then
Sure, absolutely.
advance beyond that, hopefully.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
on a personal side, what do you like to do for hobbies?
A little bit of boating, fishing.
Okay.
For shore fishing. I'm doing a little bit of ocean fishing. I'm more of a bass fisherman, I'll say.
Okay, all right.
Maybe okay at that.
You have a boat?
I do have a small boat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, about a 17-footer.
Okay.
So, yeah, I use it a little bit of pleasure. We use it fishing too.
Lakes and sound?
Lakes mostly.
Mostly,
Yeah,
okay.
I do have access a little bit now. A friend of mine has a larger boat that he has access to, so I'm just getting into ocean
Nice.
fishing, which is,
There you
I
go.
think I'm learning the hard way.
Well-
we're not catching a whole lot.
Well, that's all right.
So-
The school of hard knocks.
Sure, sure.
You
So
know.
it's fun to get out on the water. We're supposed to go Saturday, but of course it's going to rain again.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
it's got to
yeah.
rain.
My God, it's just,
so-
especially
but-
with the heat, and we've had, with the amount of heat and stuff, it's amazing that, the reservoirs are at the level that they're at.
Mhm.
I mean, we've had.
I think we're pretty full.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
at least last month. I see a monthly report, and,
You know,
yeah, last month we're,
it
we're all
just
full.
just when it starts to think you're getting dry, then we get a thunder shower, we get something happen. So it's like, man, normally this time of year my grass at home is like straw, and it's been bad. It hasn't been bad at all. So go from there. So anyway, what kind of music do you like? You know my musical background.
No, it's right. Yeah. I do like country music.
Okay.
Probably classic rock country music.
Okay. Any specific artists?
Not too much. Not too finicky, I
Okay,
guess.
okay.
I do like some of the new remakes. Kind of neat.
Yeah.
Some of them are taking some of the older songs
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
kind of putting some new lyrics and that kind of stuff. I think
Yeah.
is neat. I mean, some
Nice.
folks will, not happy with it because it's not all brand new, but I think it's kind of neat for some of us that are,
There you go.
a few years old. And
Do you remember the first concert you ever went to?
I think that was the Beach Boys at Lake Compounds.
Nice.
Lake Compounds used to have
Yeah, they used to have
used to have
entertainment every
entertainment,
week.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The big, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Beach Boys. Oh, man, I think 3 or 4 years ago up at Hampton Beach. They were up in it was Beach Boys, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Doobie Brothers.
Okay.
They had a 3 bill up there at the casino up there.
Nice.
And so but it was and they were good. They were really good. They're getting on in years, but I tell you, their harmonies were tight. Their horn set obviously is like, man, unbelievable. So which is good. So anyway, okay, what kind of food do you like? Desert island food. If you got stuck on a desert island,
Stuck-
what could you eat every day?
Yeah, we'll try to see if we can catch some crab legs or something. Sure, absolutely. Maybe some lobsters. Yeah, I'm a big seafood person. Salmon, love salmon.
Nice.
My kids are always mad 'cause there's always cooking chicken. There's always chicken being cooked at my house. So,
There you
so
go.
the kids protest all the time on that.
Well, it's healthy.
It is.
It's healthy,
Kids are expensive.
Well, exactly.
They're
Exactly.
expensive to feed.
Well, they're expensive to do anything, It's just
Yeah.
one of those, it's life.
Yes.
As we speak. So, anyway, so you've been here, what, 28 years?
23.
23. So,
Yep.
when are you thinking of retiring?
5 to 10.
5 to 10?
So
Okay.
with our different retirement programs,
Okay.
it would not, it's beneficial to stay another 5 years to then,
Sure, yeah.
there wouldn't be any penalties, let's say, to be able to take a smaller pension.
Right.
And then, at 32 years, we max out at least our percentage at like 64%.
Yep.
So, that would be 10 years. Obviously, it's about 62 years old.
Okay.
That's a good number
It's
too.
time. It's time.
And like I said, I may still go to either EB or, Norwich Water.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I got my old operator's license. Can I,
Sure.
revive this thing somehow for maybe another 5 years?
Sure. Yeah, why not? What the hell?
Kind of do something that's, maybe not safety, but
Yeah, exactly.
kind of back into the water field again, more specifically with the drinking water.
Nothing wrong with that. So, anyway. Yeah. So, what'd you think of the Learn and Earn kids this year?
Yeah, it was good. No, I'm really proud that they've stepped up to do this.
Yeah,
That's
I commend the MDC. It's I've been passionate about succession planning within the industry and so forth, and it's something that we have to do. We're all getting older. I've retired, but we got to literally start refilling that pipeline to get these new kids, but more importantly, just giving them an awareness of the possibilities and the careers. That water and wastewater umbrella is huge. And the more awareness that we can get out, like I say, I get this podcast out to all of the high school guidance counselors, so it's
nice. Yeah.
It's helpful because not every kid is meant to go to college.
Sure.
But by the same token, certainly we have college-bound careers within the you got engineers, you got yourself as far as that goes that you need degrees for, but there's plenty of opportunity for kids in the trades.
Yeah.
To get involved and to make a secure living and a well-paid living, as far as that goes. So.
Yeah. The district has tried to put more emphasis on, a Hartford workforce and more of a small local business or that. So really, if we can, like I mentioned, our subcontractors before, if they can, hire some young kids and guys could do, young. And we have women in our operations department now too, and,
Sure.
and driving trucks and right in the trench working with everybody else.
Well,
so really somebody could do that 3 or 4 years, get to be 21, 22 years old, and get a CDL and be able to come on board that way. Like I said, if they didn't want to go to school, or on our some of the other trade things, maybe try to get into a more some sort of career institute or some sort of a 9-month or 1 year condensed program or something in one of the trades that would really help them.
Well, I've been working with Jamie on the apprenticeship program and so forth, and that's I think again help is out there. It's hard to find now, especially operators and so forth. So the more we can do to at least make people aware of that and so forth, the opportunities are there, and to give them that opportunity to get their foot in the door.
So that's where we're really going back to the the learner and students. No, I'm proud of all of them that showed up, and I kind of afterwards thought, oh geez, I should have told them that. It's one thing I didn't say when I did my presentation, like, hey, thanks for stepping up, or this is a great opportunity. You guys have
Now we got
showing initiative.
7 students this year, and I tell you, every one of them is engaged. Which is super. They ask great questions and so forth. We took them down to the tunnel project, so forth, and they're their eyes are wide open, and I think that's good. It's education is is power, as far as that goes. So anyway, Mark, thank you so much for coming down, and
thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of The Future of the Water and Wastewater Industry and the Careers You Didn't Know About. And I'm your host, Dave Kuzminski. And we're on location here at the MDC Training Center. And with us from the MDC is Mr. Marc Nettleton, who is in their safety department. So, Mark, thank you so much for taking part in telling people what you do in the daytime.
Yeah, no, thank you.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
That is all.